Hey guys, this is Lisa, and this is going to be the project we're making today. This beautiful gray, white, and black wreath. And I just wanted to come on here and tell you before we get started, this is a disclaimer. This is not a tutorial. This is a student that watched a tutorial and is now sharing with you how long it will really take a beginner to do. So can this newbie make a wreath? Stick around and find out. Hi guys, this is Lisa, back with another video for you for Lisa Wise Designs, and we're going to do something very different for me today. I've got my camera way up high on a box so you can see practically my whole desk because we're going to make a wreath today. So one of my friends, her name's Andrea, asked me about wreaths, particularly some mesh wreaths, and I got a confession to make. I'm a paper crafter. Yeah, I said paper crafter, not just crafter. I've made lots of scrapbooks, lots of 3D items with chipboard paper that you cover from chipboard that you cover with paper, but I've never really made a wreath before. I mean, ever. But I've always wanted to. And I have a house that's only a couple of years old. It's floor to ceiling farmhouse. And so I really have been wanting to make a wreath to go in there with that design in it. Okay, so what did I do? I went to maymaymadeit.com. Actually, I went to her store and I did curb pickup of what I wanted to make. So today what I want to do is I want to see how much time is this going to take me to make my own wreath. How much is it going to cost me? Am I really going to be saving, enough from purchasing it from someone else to make it worth my while? And lastly, am I going to love it? Am I going to want to display it? The ultimate question to me is, would I ever give this as a gift? Would I be proud of it? If the answer is yes, then I know that I have done a good job in my mind anyway. Okay, so what did I get? Okay, I started with a wreath form. You can see I got 3 wires in it, so it's not flat. I've heard that makes a big difference to help you build your wreaths up. I picked out a sign that's gray, black, and white. It says, "Bless this home." I've got a couple of packs of mesh. This is woven paper mesh in white. It's 10 inch by 10 yards. Then this was really cool. It's black and white in one. So it says wide stripe fabric mesh, 10.5 by 10 yards. And then I picked out these beautiful gray ribbons. This is 2.5 inches wide by 10 yards. This is 1.5 inch by 10 yards, but look at that fringe on this one. You see that? That's gonna be really cool. And then I have another one that's going to help bring that black together with this gray. This is kind of like a buffalo stripe, but I guess not really. It's just like black and white stripe, but I really liked it. It's also 1.5 inches by 10 yards. So in order to put my sign on, I got 4 pipe cleaners or chenille stems, so we'll use those at the end when we get that ready. And I know these are wild colors. They're left over from my Girl Scout days. You're never going to see it because we're going to glue them to the back. So might as well use them up, right? So I'll put those out of the way. I got me some painter's tape. That's going to kind of help me tape off my area that I know when I'm measuring, so I don't have to keep measuring over and over and over. Okay, and I got me some long-handled scissors. Let's see, the blade on these scissors are 5.5, 6 inches long. All right. Another thing about maymaymadeit.com, she has lots of videos about making wreaths, so I watched a particular one that I wanted to make. She has a recipe, which makes it easy to go in and buy, so that's what it told me. It told me you need a wreath form, you need 2 packs of whatever type of mesh that you wanted, and you need about 3 ribbons, and of course you need to sign. So, how long did it take me to shop? Well, it was very easy to shop because I already had the shopping list. I just had to pick out what I wanted. So I'd say it only took me 10 minutes to shop what I wanted to get, and there's so many colors out there. Go check her out, give her some love. Okay, how much did it cost me? Because I already know that, right? Going into it right now. It cost me $40.82 before tax, and that's with 20% off because she's having a 20% off sale through the end of the month. So it would have cost me right at $50 for the product before taxes, which is a steal. I have paid anywhere from the cheapest one, $75, up to $100 for really nice wreaths, and I don't even think this is going to have as much stuff in it as what this one's going to have. So I'm really pleased with the price so far. So I'm going to be keeping up with how long it takes me to do this. All right, so what's our first step? First step is I need to prep, right? I need to cut it, get everything open, cut the tags off. So I'm going to do that and be right back. Okay, I've got everything opened. I'm glad I did that off camera because those papers were really loud. And I went and got my hot glue guns. I know I'm going to need that with the sign. I did not plug it in, but I went ahead and got that out of my craft closet. So now what we need to do is prep everything. So the name of this recipe is Ruffles and Loops. This is a Wreathology recipe. Like I said, I will link below the specific video I watched for this. So, can this newbie make a wreath? We'll find out together. I was also told when I went shopping that this burlap look would blend into most any wreaths better than like a green would. So I'm taking Taylor's advice on this. So I've got this one. And so now I need to kind of go ahead and do all my prep work and cut down all my ribbons and my mesh. So I'm going to move this for now. And my recipe says that I'm going to need 18 pieces of the two different types of mesh, so 18 of these, 18 of these. And the reason why is on that wreath form, those chenille stems, all these stems here, there's 18 of these that goes around. So that makes sense to me. So there's going to be 18. So we'll cut 18 of these, 18 of these. And then on all my ribbons, I'm going to cut 6 36-inch pieces. So basically a yard off of each one. So 6, 6, and 6. So that makes sense to me too. That means there'll be 18 of those. So I'll put one of those in each. Okay. So far so good. Okay. So starting with the mesh, they need to be 10 inches long. So if I do this where you can see here, I'm going to put this on the 23. And I took another piece of painter's tape. This will kind of help me stay in line here. On 13. So that'll get me my 10 inches. We'll double check because that's just who I am. Okay, so if I go here and then I take like a roller and put that on the other piece of blue, then I can just hold that down and cut pretty much to the side of it. So I'm wondering if it's going to be easier to cut like this or if it's going to be easier to cut with my rotary blade, because I don't think I did a very good job with that one. Let me grab my rotary blade and see if that's any better. So here's this. Let me open it. Look at that, how I jacked it up. Woo, dog. Let's try this again. So here from blue to blue, that down, rotary blade, right here on, oh my goodness, so much better if I put just a little more muscle into it. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to do it that way. Okay. 2 down, huh? Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and cut 18 out of the white, 18 out of this checkered, and I'll be right back. All right, I finished cutting my black and white pieces. You can kind of see how much I've got left. And this is the white I haven't started with after I cut my 18 pieces. So here's half of those. I have another stack here. Definitely the rotary trimmer was the way to go for me. I was jacking it up using scissors, so I'm glad I had this one with me. So let me show you kind of what I've been doing. First of all, I'm going to kind of get this one a nice edge started. So just going to put my ruler down, and I am working on a large cutting mat that I have on my work surface anyway. It's like 35 inches or so, about 22. So then I can pull this white down to where that blue tape is, put this over the blue tape. That I know that's 10 inches. Can use that to hold the end down if I need to. And then I'm going to put a little pressure on my ruler and put a lot of pressure on my rotary blade. And look at that. Oh my goodness, that was much better than what I was doing. You want to see my first piece I cut? This is the first one I cut. You see all those terrible edges I was doing with the scissors. And I'm sure some people can cut with those scissors, but this is what works for me for sure. So there's one piece. So I'm going to continue to cut. I need, what did I say? 18 pieces, I think. So I'm just going to continue to cut till I get that done. And then we will come back. Oh, see, I didn't press hard enough here. We'll come back and do the ribbons together. So I'll be right back. Okay, I think I've got my 18 pieces cut here of the white. This was much easier, like I say, with the rotary blade. And I think the white cut easier than the others. It must be made out of something different. So I will link below exactly the products that I used to make it. This is kind of what I had left of each color. And I'm going to use my little vacuum here to clean up my mess. And if you're coming to Made It Con, you're in my classes, I'm giving away about 10 of these as some door prizes, plus other things. So hang on. Okay, that's better. So now I have these and that. So now it's time for the ribbons. So let's go back to the recipe. What's the recipe say? Okay, I need 36-inch pieces, 6 of each type. So let me see how long. 36 inches. I have a tape measure. This is almost 36 inches, so that'll be okay. So if I want from one side to the other, it's almost exactly 36 inches. Okay, good enough for me. All right, I'll start with this little bitty ribbon. Oh, and it's wired. I don't guess I realized that. So yeah, I can see how that would be very helpful. So I'm gonna start with the straight end, and I'm just gonna measure out 36. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna cut all of my different ribbons. And I won't make you watch that riveting project of mine. But what I will do is when I get them all cut, I'll come back in and show you how to ribbon tail them and get them ready. And then it'll be time for us to make our wreath. So I'm looking at the clock. It's been about 30 minutes so far. So, and I know some of that is because I'm a newbie, right? I'm going slow. I'm kind of having to see what works for me, but that's the type of video I wanted to do for you guys, is to see, hey, if you're new at this, how's it really going to be, right? I'm not Martha Stewart. This is not something I do all the time. I don't want you to be frustrated by it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe this will give you a good idea of, hey, if I actually did that, could I do it? Would I be happy with the results? How long? What's the investment really for me? Okay, that's all the ones of that color. Let's go ahead and do another one together, because I really am excited about this. With this little fringy stuff, I think that is cute as it can be. Okay, let's see what this is gonna look like. Cut down. Okay, I'm very excited about it. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, as I'm finished cutting up this ribbon, I wanted to kind of tell you what I had left over. So just by eyeing, it looks like I had about half left over of each one of these. But looking at the package, it says there was 10 yards, and I know I used 6 on each one. So I got 4 yards left on each, so that's 12. And you need 18. So if I went and bought one more thing of ribbon that went with this, and then I don't know if I have enough mesh, but if I bought one thing of mesh, maybe a gray, and one thing of ribbon, I could make a whole nother wreath. I just need a wreath form and a sign. So for less than half the cost of this one, I could make a second one to use in my house or to give as a gift. So I'm gonna keep that in mind. I'm gonna take this tape up just because, you know, that's just who I am. And we will get going. So now let's get going with the next step, which is to ribbon tail or dovetail. So I'm not going to do each individual one. I'm going to stack up 3 on top of each other, and then I'm going to fold them in half, and then I'm going to cut them. Now if you cut them like this, it's going to give you a point. If I turn it and cut it like this, it's going to give me a dovetail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the bottom, see of the outside, and cut into the top of the ribbon. So I'm going to do it just like this. Well, maybe. Trying to get through that wire. Okay, when you do it that way, then you've got a dovetail. Okay, I'm going to go through here. And on all my ribbons, I'm going to do that way to give it a decorative tail. Do this again. Now, if you do it the opposite way, then your ribbon would have a point at the end. If you cut it the other way, which, believe me, in making tags for scrapbooks, I have done that many times by mistake. So once again, you line up however many you can cut through at a time. You fold them in half. I'm starting at the outside at the bottom and cutting into my ribbon. Okay, I'm going to continue to do that with all my ribbons, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I've got all my ribbons done, and now I'm at about the 45-minute mark of prep work. The next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and get my sign ready. Because I'm going to be hot gluing it, it's going to need some time for that hot glue to dry or to cool down, either way, however you want to say it. So I'm going to get that ready. So here's my little silicone mat that I've had forever, in case that drips, and my little finger guards. And I've already done one piece here, so I'll show you the second piece. Like I said, I had these crazy colors from Girl Scouts. They're not going to show on the back, so does not matter. But I wanted to show you something here. If you're trying to put 2 pieces of well, wire or anything like this, chenille stem together, and you just twist it, if you put the least little bit of pressure on it, it comes right out. So the way we like to do that is, see this one I've got done will not come apart. So the way I like to do that is to make a bit of a loop, okay, and go ahead then and twist that together. So I'm going to run the other one through the loop, so then therefore the 2 loops are going to be pulling on each other and they won't let go. So then I'm going to put that one in there, cross it over so it's in a loop, and then twist it. So you've kind of got 2 loops together. There you go, that's pretty strong. Just thought I would share that with you. We did some of that in Girl Scouts together too, because we were always having to put things together. Okay, so this is my sign. Not sure if I'm going to leave this as a decorative piece on the top or not, so we can make that decision later. So what we're going to need to do is, I know that this sign is going to need to be kind of wired in to keep it right in the spot I want. So what I want to do is I'm going to kind of hot glue this here and this here, and then, like I said, set it aside to cool. Let me see if my glue's ready. Almost. Give that another couple of minutes. So I'll be right back. All right, it's been about 3 minutes. I think my glue's pretty much ready to go. I did some ciphering while I was waiting to see how much more it would cost me to do a second wreath, knowing that I only needed 1 wreath form, which is $7, a pack of ribbon, about $7, another pack of mesh. This time I would get gray. That'd be beautiful, wouldn't it? And that would be $9, and then a sign would be $6. That's $29. If she's still having the 20% off sale, that's $6 off. So it would cost me about $23 to make the second wreath. I am totally going to do that. So far I've had a good time. We'll see, right? All right. So I'm just going to put a pretty big dollop of glue right here in the center. Okay. I'm going to put my little finger protections on. And I got these silicone finger protection things years and years ago at a craft show. And they're kind of hokey, you know, you see them in like the bargain bins, but I can't tell you how much I have used them, and they have really protected my fingers doing these types of projects. If you ever see anything like that, for $5, $6, worth its weight in gold, I tell you. All right, so I'm gonna flip this over. Kind of wanted to glue it to my silicone mat, but that's what's good about it. It just scrapes right off once it's cooled down. All right, and once again, just going to put quite a bit there in the center. Place that in the center. I don't know why I took these off. Okay. So using these, I know exactly, I can get them exactly where I want them. It's not going to burn my fingers, and I can just pull them right off. Well, I want to be careful with this one because it has glue on it, that I don't burn myself. Okay. Now I'm going to move this to the side, and then we will be ready to start on our wreath. Okay, so where are we? We are about 55 minutes in, and all I did was prep work. Like I say, keep in mind I'm a newbie. I am going super slow because I am not sure, you know, I don't have any confidence like I would on a paper project. So you might could do this faster than I can. All right, I'm going to need some more room, so I'm going to move my ribbons out of the way here. All right, so the next question someone might ask is, how big is this wreath? Well, let's see. The inside, the smallest piece is 12 inches. The outside is about 15. All right. Got to pull these up here. Okay, so I think what we're going to do here is start at the bottom. And we're going to start with the black and white mesh. So the technique that I want to use is going to be put the finished edges on the outside. All right, little wreath, where can you go? Okay. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. I wonder how much of that I'm going to have, the fraying, but we'll see. So finished edges on the outside. And I'm going to do a little ruffling motion on the inside. Then I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it in the wreath form and just going to do one twist. Okay, well, is that easier said than done? Let's see. Okay, that's not too bad. So I guess the trick is to have these kind of high up and open. Ready to go here. Let's try the next one. See if I'm a little less awkward here. So just gonna pinch it in the center. Okay, like this. Kind of make a little ruffly hair bow looking thing. Put it down as far as it'll go. Push it, take these and do a twist. All right, yeah, I could see where I would get a little faster at this. I'm gonna turn it. I'll pull these up. And I won't make you sit through all of these, but I am going to do a few. Ruffling up. So I know there's lots of different ways, lots of different techniques to making wreaths. So this one we're going to do a ruffle on the bottom, and then we're going to roll that one on the next one. Okay. All right, I won't get too fiddly with it until we get to the end, right? Okay, I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna put all 18 in there. Every one of these gets a black and white ribbon, and then I'll come right back. Okay, checking in with you. I've got one last one to do on the bottom rung here. Still got the top to do, but it's only taken me about 7 minutes or so to do this. And as I've gone, I've gotten a little more confident at what I can do. I've gotten a little faster. I do notice I've got quite a bit of these little strings coming off, so I think I'll just kind of give it a haircut toward the end and not worry about it. And since I'm doing farmhouse, I think it's just going to blend kind of right in. So here's the first layer on the bottom. That's going to be the base. So I'm going to do the top part, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is where we are so far. So this is just the first layer. It already looks pretty full. It took me about 15 minutes to do that piece of it, and I could feel myself getting faster as I went along, as I gained a little more confidence. So now we have to do the white pieces. So the white mesh, here we go, right here. So on this recipe, what they did is they rolled the mesh into a pretty big circle and then scrunched it in the middle. And each one of these, on the top of it, gets one of these rolled pieces. So you undo the pipe cleaner. I guess I can't talk and do this at the same time. And then you do your twist right back up. So this is going to be kind of what this looks like on top of it. So every one of those is going to get a white piece like that. So once again, I'm going to leave the finished edges. Here's my finished edges on the outside, and I'm going to roll up this. So a pretty big circle. I'm going to pinch it in the center, and I'm going to go to my next pipe cleaner here and open that back up because I just twisted them once, and then do that twist one more time. So when you open the twist, it's not like your mesh pops back out. It's kind of stayed there in place when you're doing that. So that's going to be the next layer. So I'm going to go and put the rest of my white in there, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so this is where I am so far. I've got each of the white in each one of these twists, and the black and white that was on the bottom. It's really starting to have a lot of dimension to it. The only problem I run into so far is I don't know how to count. I've got like an extra here. Either I didn't put one in and I'll find it later, or I just don't know how to count. And that's bad for me since that's what I do for a living. Anyway, so now I'm at about an hour and 10 minutes from opening the packages and doing all the prep work to where we are right now. So if I were a betting woman, I would think the next time I would do this, it would take me about 2 hours from start to finish, but we'll see where we go from here. I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup with my vacuum, and then we're going to come back and put the ribbons in. So now pulling in these beautiful ribbons, what we'll do is we'll alternate between the three, if you can see them here on screen. And let's go. But I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. Well, so far I haven't had to watch the video again. So I've been a really good student, I guess, and I really watched the first time, so I'm proud about that. So we'll see. Let's take, this is a 2.5 inch ribbon. So what she did is she made a crossover, the bottom, and she brought her loop in really low so that it had a pretty big loop here. Like I say, I've never done this before. I did not practice, so that you have a lot more volume. So let me see. Then she said she scrunched it up like this, if it was a big ribbon, and put that in. Yeah. Maybe not. Well, let me start with a small one since I don't know what I'm doing. Let's try this again. I'll kind of cross this over, almost like an awareness ribbon first, and then take this loop, put it really low so that you got a lot of volume. Yeah, okay. Much, much better. So if you put it here, you're not going to have as much. Okay, now I see. This looks much better. So I'm going to start way down here. Get you to see here. I'm going to once again open this up. This is going to be the last thing that I put in here. Push this in, pull this around. Okay, I'm going to pull it tight, and I'm going to give it a good twist. Okay, since this is the last thing I'm going to put in there, I can go ahead and finish that out. Okay, do I like it? Let me see. How well did I do? My loops are not exactly the best. This is cute. I would have to, at the end, kind of play with this to make it work. But I'm sure it will get easier and better as I go along. So as I go, now, when I'm done, I'm going to kind of push these to the back because now that's all that's going to be in there. Okay. Am I gonna mess with it to death? Am I gonna like it? That's pretty. It's got the two loops, and it's got the tail. You can see the white here. You can see the black and white poking out. I'm definitely gonna have to give it a haircut when I'm done. It's a lot more fraying than what I thought, but I've never worked with mesh, so I'm really not sure, you know, what to expect with it. So here's the next one. I'm gonna go ahead and get this one prepped and get it open. All right. So I'm gonna go back to this big mama, see if I've learned something here. Make my kind of awareness ribbon shape. Take the loop, put it down. Okay, that looks better. Place that in the center. You're gonna have to scrunch it up a little bit. Pull this together, and now I'm gonna kind of pull them tight. Twist them a couple of times, push them to the back. And now fluff my ribbons out. Pull the tails. Okay, I can see where this is going to be really fiddly for me because I'm probably going to critique my work to death, and I'm not going to want to see these brown things here. So, but it's not too bad. I can see where once I come back for the final fluff that this is going to be pretty. I really like this. I really like this. It's really pretty. So let's do the other ribbon. Okay, here's the black and white one. Okay, same technique. I'm gonna kind of make a big awareness ribbon, and I'm gonna take the loop, push it down, kind of make me a loopy bow, put it in. Okay, all right, well, maybe my technique's gonna get a little better. I'm kind of seeing what I did wrong the first couple of times and twist, and now that I'm going to twist it a couple of times, and now that I'm done, this is the last thing that's going in that twist. I'm going to kind of push that to the back. That's a really pretty ribbon. I really like that. Okay, I'm going to go around and put my ribbons in, and then I'll come back and give you a time check, and then we'll finish up. Okay, I'm on the home stretch. Look at this. I am super duper excited. This is going to be beautiful. Okay, so one last time, I'm going to make an awareness ribbon, pull that loop down. See, I've gained a lot more confidence as I've gone. I've gotten a lot faster. And then I'm going to kind of scrunch all this in the center together, where I've got a loop on each side and a little tail on each side, and shove that center down in there and pull it tight, twist it 1 or 2 times, push all that to the back. If I had to change anything, especially me being a beginner, I would definitely have gotten a wreath form that was either black or white if it was possible, since I don't have, or I would have chosen a color that would bring this brown out. I found that a little difficult in a couple spots to cover up, but I think overall it's going to be great. Now all that's left really to do is the sign. So I'll walk over here and grab my sign. Okay, so home sweet home. Well, I guess that has some brown in it, huh? We'll see. All right, so I'm going to kind of see how I want this to look on which side. All right, so this is about as good a place as any, right? So then, excuse my head if it gets in the way, but I'm going to try and take these pipe cleaners and work them down to the back as best I can. Same thing here. And what I'll do is, of course, when we're done, come back and fluff everything. Okay. Same on this side. Try to find a path down with all my mesh. So I really think I would do this again, but I also give props to the people at the craft fair who are making these, and I have bought these before, and they charged me $65 or so, and I thought that was a big price. Well, actually, I think that was pretty much a bargain. It's like anything else, right? When you see yourself doing it, it's a whole different ball game. All right, so now I'm gonna pull this through. Okay, I'm gonna pull it up and twist it just once so I can flip it back over and make sure it looks okay. Okay. Pull this up tight, twist it once. All right. So then I can see if this is cool. You know, I was thinking I might not put this up here. I might leave that out. And I think that might help camouflage some of that other brown that's in through this wreath. So let's see. Do that a few times and then I'll cut it off. Push that down. Make sure this is tight. Trim the little ears. Push that down. Okay, I'm going to do a little fluffing and then I'm going to try to hang it on the wall where you can see it better, and we'll get right back together. Hey guys, this is Lisa back in the front of my house. So you can see the wreath there on the front door. I've taken down what was there sitting there on the side. So it looks pretty good from here. Let's go see what it looks like up close. Okay, so as you come up the front walk, this is what it looks like. It's not perfectly circular. It definitely needs some more of a haircut, but overall I'm pretty proud of it. I really like the colors. I think it's really going to go beautiful inside of my home. I don't think I'm going to keep it out here. But overall, yeah, I like it. It cost me about $50 to make before taxes. It took me an hour and 45 minutes from the time I opened the packages, and that's not knowing anything what I was doing, till now. Okay guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, be sure to subscribe, and I'll be back next week with a new video for you. Thanks guys!